He's too short for the Premier League. Every single team that play United should target him. I'm convinced he can't work. Jamie Carragher. He can't compete. Gary Neville. He's vertically challenged. We're talking about the Premier League. He'll get found out. I can't tell you a centre-back in English football, in my time of the game, that's been successful being that size. Graham Souness. Lisandro Martinez. The diminutive Argentine centre-back was condemned and criticised before he even managed to kick a ball for Manchester United. Such levels of criticism were uncanny, considering the fact that Martinez had been performing admirably for several years in the Dutch league. And yet, the £56.7 million signing created such a stir in the English media that you'd be convinced United had just signed a dwarf, and not a 5'9", well-built, athletic defender who was excellent on the ball. This skill with the feet, however, was especially underestimated by pundits. So what happened after the signing was announced? Two dreadful performances. First against Brighton on the opening day, and then against Brentford where Martinez was substituted at half-time. The pundits at Sky Sports, BBC, TalkSport and a host of other channels just rubbed their hands gleefully, ready to tear apart United's newest big-money signing. Graham Souness, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville and Jamie Redknapp were all some of the biggest names in the world of pundits that condemned Martinez for his height especially, with local rivals Manchester City and Liverpool signing a 6'4" striker in Haaland and a 6'2" Darwin Núñez. United signing a 5'9" centre-back to keep up with such physically dominant strikers seemed downright silly at the time. So, how did Martinez shut up all the pundits that had written him off before he even kicked a ball? And which Liverpool player is singing his praises? Yes, you heard that right. A Liverpool player praising a United player's performances. Stay to the end to find out. Premier League fans and pundits alike have been given a very shocking reality check over the past few weeks, and it is imperative that these people are brought down from their pedestals a bit. The Bundesliga, La Liga and other European leagues have been labelled the Farmers' League for so long, and the constant discredit to players like Messi, Ronaldo, Haaland and Lewandowski has come back to bite Premier League watchers. Haaland, who would score for fun in the Bundesliga, was asked the age-old question, but can he do it on a cold, rainy night at Stoke? And boy did he answer those critics. He has scored 17 goals in just 11 games at Manchester already, posting similar numbers to his previous seasons, except it's now happening in the Premier League. Similar to Haaland's monstrous numbers, another player from the Dutch league this time that was assumed to be incapable of handling the Premier League's physically imposing style. Graham Souness in specific was extremely critical, saying that Lisandro Martinez would find it very difficult to deal with the immense physicality of the Premier League. The game is faster, more physical, referees let a lot of physical challenges slide, and a short defender like Martinez would find it difficult to even make his mark against dominant strikers, who are all at least 6 feet tall. Defending set pieces especially was marked as a weakness for Martinez, where taller defenders and strikers should easily be able to jump over the small Argentine defender and score. Very soon his short stature would be exposed. Souness, however, did acknowledge the aggression and tenacity that was characteristic of Martinez's game, but severely underestimated his passing ability. So what did Martinez then do after all this criticism and the halftime substitution at Brentford? He quickly established himself along with Raphael Varane as the preferred centre-back duo for Ten Hag. After the Brentford game, United would go on to win 8 games, draw 2 games and lose just once against an informed Manchester City and Erling Haaland. In this time, they beat Liverpool, league leaders Arsenal and Champions League contenders Tottenham, and drew against Chelsea. Martinez would be crucial in all 4 performances, silencing the likes of Mohamed Salah, Gabriel Jesus and Harry Kane. Martinez epitomizes the sort of defending envisioned by his manager Ten Hag. Aggressive and always on the front foot, Martinez throws himself into duels readily, and despite being a centre-back, has the most successful duels in the defensive third of United's pitch, more than the fullbacks and the central defensive midfielders at United. What does this statistic even mean in real terms? Martinez basically hounds out strikers and wins back possession for his team, often charging away from his goal to get to a striker. So the traditional centre-forwards especially, that drop deep to collect possession and build attacks, get robbed of possession very quickly when they get chased down by Martinez. In the very first few minutes of the game against Liverpool, Martinez barged into Mo Salah just as he received the ball, nicking possession off him and starting a rapid counter-attack. After that moment, every time Salah received the ball, he would look over his shoulder to see if Martinez was coming, upsetting his rhythm. He did the same to Harry Kane and didn't give him a moment's peace. If the ball is being played along the ground, Martinez's tenacity and ferocity makes him incredibly different from any striker to just shake off. Furthermore, he's built like a battering ram, so even if he's small, he's got the strength to bully strikers away from goal and the nimbleness to nick the ball off them, and then the precision and skill to distribute the ball immediately to Christian Eriksen, or if need be, straight over the top to United's blistering forward line. His defensive statistics speak even more of his monstrous skill set. He's made 49 clearances, 24 of which were headed clearances. He's averaging far less aerial duels than he did in the Dutch league. 5.1 there to 1.2 right now, but that speaks more about the lack of long balls and crosses being thrown into the United box. He's made 15 interceptions. Uncanny for a centre-back, considering that it's usually wing-backs or central midfielders that intercept passes. He's also among the league leaders in defensive blocks. If you exclude the City game, where United conceded 6, and the Brentford game where they conceded 4, Martinez has helped United concede just 6 goals in 10 games. Listen to that again. Since the City game and the Brentford game happened near the start of the season, just 6 goals in 10 games. That speaks volumes for the defensive solidity that Martinez has brought into the team. These games include matches against Leicester, Everton, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham. His tenacity and aggression on the pitch has made him an instant fan favourite at Old Trafford, with chants being sung for him, and Martinez really adopting his nickname of the Butcher, slicing down opponents with consummate ease and launching attacks from deep with his 22 successful long balls already in the league. Ten Hag's style of play relies on defenders like Martinez that can be aggressive and quickly launch attacks. His pressing in zones, especially in the defensive third, relies very much on having a mobile defender such as Martinez. The left side of United's defense has clearly become Martinez's undisputed spot, also resulting in Harry Maguire being kept out of the team, despite the left central spot being his preferred position. Martinez is immense, and his role in United's resurgence simply cannot be understated. The pundits at Sky Sports have not been talking much about his improved performances, or accepting how wrong they might have been over their dismissal of a real talent, with Souness claiming just before the West Ham game that he was still not convinced of Martinez's abilities to shine in the Premier League. This led to comments from the big man himself, the undisputed best centre-back in the world for at least 3 years, Virgil van Dijk, silencing the critics by saying the height difference is just something that everybody wants to talk about, and the height difference can help in certain ways. I think he did fantastic against us. He's a good signing for United. Very passionate, good on the ball, so I can only speak positively about him. When the best centre-back in the world acknowledges your defensive skills, maybe it's time for the pundits to shut up and just appreciate the greatness they're witnessing. Similarly, legendary United defender Rio Ferdinand has also leaped to Martinez's defence after criticism by Graham Souness in particular. You've got to watch the games. You can't be saying things like that. He's obviously not watching Martinez because one of his main attributes when you speak to anyone who knows the game is he's great with the ball. He'll take it anywhere. He can pass, he's tenacious, aggressive, can defend. For more reactions from United legends, be sure to check out this video. Even Arsenal legend Ian Wright was forced to change his opinion on Lisandro Martinez. He's got defensive quality that I haven't seen at Manchester United for a while. Not only his positioning, but he passes the ball through the lines. He's exactly what they needed. Safe to say, Martinez has consistently been proving his doubters wrong. And maybe Souness might turn to his side soon too.